over the last couple, days or so, I have been highlighting the growth around the Stellar ecosystem. And one of the biggest things when it comes back to Stellar that I have been highlighting is just how big Stellar is becoming on the institutional stage, right? We know that Stellar has been doing extremely well over the last couple, months or so around major adoption and expansion. But also, the announcements behind tokenization initiatives from Meridian, that was such a huge moment. And you might be asking, well, what do you mean? How was it a huge moment? Well, let's look into it, right? Because my media company posted this going back on the 21st. Stellar Meridian was one for the ages this year. This has become an annual event held by XLM that sees leaders in finance and Web3 joining to attend for networking and discuss all things Stellar. Much like Meridian 2024, a lot more than talk has happened. Over $300 million in RWAs are expected to come onto Stellar as per the partnerships announced at Meridian. On top of this, we also saw further stablecoin integrations and infrastructure development. This was through PayPal's PYUSD and Ondo's USDY officially coming live onto Stellar. Two highly anticipated stablecoins that were formally announced but officially brought on-chain at Meridian as well. The real surprise is how payments wasn't the prime headline for Stellar this year, but rather it was all about tokenization. Real entities with regulated RWA deployments moving onto Stellar. We already seen funds by Wisdom Tree and Franklin Templeton come onto Stellar with great success, but now some other top names in tokenization join them. Centrifuge bringing a new institutional RWA product backed by a $20 million investment. Red Swan CRE onboarding $100 million in tokenized commercial real estate. Mercado Bitcoin announcing $200 million in tokenized assets flowing through Stellar rails. An extra $320 million expected to come on chain. Stellar isn't just payments anymore. It's all things financial infrastructure. Last year at Meridian 2024, we saw bold partnerships form on stage. Paxos, MasterCard, Stripe, all payment leaders in their own rights. And looking at 2025, we can see the shift is clear. Stellar's no longer just a payments layer one. And yes, this Meridian was a game changer. Now is the best time to lock in with ITrustCapital, where you could tap into their Roth IRA crypto-designed platform or even their premium custody account that allows you to hold crypto safely and soundly. You never have to worry about if your crypto is going to disappear overnight because this is a closed loop system. Assets are held one-to-one off balance sheet, US-based live client service, institutional custody, tax reporting, and 24/7, 365 buying and selling. I personally love the Roth IRA side of their platform. It's incredible, especially for tax advantaged trading as well as holding crypto. If you guys do want to tap into this, you guys are more than welcome to utilizing my link down in the description below and my promo code as well, where you deposit $1,000 and they give you an additional $100 funding bonus. What are you guys waiting for? Sign up today. You won't regret it. It's exactly why I'm staying focused on the price action around XLM. Even with the recent drop in the market, even if we drop a little further from where we are, I still will not switch my bullish standpoint here because, again, everything that we witnessed from Meridian was extremely bullish. And to build on top of that, right? Looking at Stellar right now in terms of RWA value, almost $640 million. This is up nearly 27% in the last 30 days. The stablecoin market cap is up almost 11%, almost at $270 million. Between RWAs and stablecoins, we have over 31 assets on chain. This continues to be a focus of mine because we are watching as tokenization really picks up. $22 billion was just surpassed on public networks. The total RWA values on chain just hit 35 billion, and this is not slowing down. In fact, this is accelerating. right? And of course, yes, Stellar is at the forefront of this, and we know that even more value is going to be added to Stellar. If we're going off of the $300 million that was announced at Meridian, we will essentially start to see this value moving closer to $1 billion for Stellar. That puts it right on a path to the number 6 spot here. That's slightly under Aptos. It's slightly under Avalanche. This is just a start for some of these networks. Now, on top of that, we also got an update from a big player that's building on Stellar, which is Etherfuse. Lower fees, instant settlement, 24/7 access. Etherfuse is bringing bonds on-chain and revolutionizing cross-border payments in the process. They broke it down at Meridian of this year. Like I said, Meridian 2025 was not just about RWAs. It wasn't just about tokenization. It was also about other key things. The ecosystem around Stellar woke up big at this Meridian, and Etherfuse is definitely a big one. Check this out.
So if I am in Brazil and I want to send somebody money in Mexico, I have to first convert from the real to USDT, which has an FX hit. And then I have to go from USDT to MXN, which has another FX hit, which is unfortunate because all I want to do is give my friend in Mexico some money. So Stablebonds attempts to make this easy by creating assets denominated in those currencies that are restriction-free and can exist on-chain. So we can lower FX costs and we can create these rails. There's no intermediaries and there should be little to no slippage, just fees based on the supply curve and 24/7 access. So the product we're launching recently is this stable bond in Brazil called the Tesouro. Tesouro is an LTN, a fixed rate LTN, if you're familiar with short-term treasuries here, denominated in the real. And we have that today. And that enables Brazilians to get on-chain in a yield-bearing asset denominated in their currencies and avoid a lot of these fees.
And yeah, this is exactly what's being built around the Stellar ecosystem. And also to really build upon this, we also just got another big expansion with Space and Time. We're excited to have Space and Time in the Stellar ecosystem. It's almost every other day that we see another big player add it to the Stellar ecosystem. To really break this down, we have from Space and Time, on-chain finance requires secure data. We are thrilled to support Stellar Org with accurate, comprehensive, verifiable blockchain data to enable devs to build sophisticated new financial instruments on Stellar. Stellar indexing is now live in the Space and Time ecosystem. Stellar is a fast, low-cost blockchain built for cross-border payments and asset issuance. The integration of Space and Time indexing empowers developers across the Stellar ecosystem to build data-driven financial apps and smart contracts. And we have Space and Time's indexing solution brings a new level of verifiability and accessibility to data on Stellar. This integration bridges information in a way that can strengthen trust and enable developers to design more advanced data-driven smart contracts and applications. Smart contracts have no trustless access to historical on-chain data from other chains or off-chain sources. When value is being secured on-chain for asset tokenization and stablecoins, contracts need a way to verify that data or that the data that they use is real, complete, and tamper-proof. To realize Stellar's vision of creating equitable access to the global financial system through blockchain technology, we need to deliver a comprehensive secure data solution to their ecosystem. Welcome to Space and Time. This is indexed Stellar data is now available in the Space and Time ecosystem. Stellar smart contracts also now have access to terabytes of data from other major chains and off-chain sources. Devs and institutions can use Space and Time to track wallet activity, monitor token flows, build data-driven apps and financial services on Stellar faster, cheaper, and more easily. And this is exactly what we want to see from major ecosystem applications. We don't want to just see the ecosystem expand with useless applications or useless names. No, we want to see core pieces expanding the ecosystem to ensure that, this is unlocking the next set of applications to be built on Stellar and also expand on Stellar's original vision. And Space and Time is doing just that. Now, I do want to go back and look at a few things. Like, for example, the 17th. Build on Stellar posted this. Amazing to see Stellar in the top 10 ecosystems by new devs and active developers in 2025. Because if we look here, right, Stellar did see over 2,000 plus new developers in 2025. This is on par with BNB, it's on par with Aptos, and it's on par with some of the largest chains out there. Stellar is still seeing increased growth across the board, even from builders. This is very bullish because this is showing us that Stellar is going to witness much more growth around the ecosystem. We are going to see more and more use cases being built around the ecosystem. This is very exciting stuff. It also goes back to Meridian, right? Because Meridian and these events like Meridian are also really pushing the, it's, I would say, giving the green light to developers to learn more about these ecosystems and these networks and what it has to offer. And that's the welcome mat, if you will, to these developers to come over to these chains and actually build. And that's exactly what Meridian did. And that's why we are seeing the amount of growth that we are seeing on Stellar through new developers and even active developers within the ecosystem. I'm very excited about this. Now, also, I want to go back to Etherfuse, right? Because we saw a little brief update about what this really is, but let's actually tap into this. So Etherfuse aims to bring 100 sovereign currencies on chain. This is very bullish. We have Dave Taylor isn't interested in building another dollar rail. While most crypto companies fight over the same USD territory, Dave's team at Etherfuse is reimagining what's possible with Stellar by bringing local currency bonds on chain. And we have here, most people know stablecoins, they're digital tokens pegged to traditional currencies, usually the dollar. Stablecoins have become the backbone of crypto, with the market surging past $200 billion. But over 95% of that is USD denominated. Where others see domination, Etherfuse sees opportunity. Instead of building more dollar-pegged tokens, they're issuing local stablecoin tokens backed by short-term government treasuries from countries like Mexico and Brazil. These treasuries often mature in 90 days or less. The key difference, stable bonds let users earn yield while holding their local currency. Stablecoins, on the other hand, maintain a peg and don't generate yield. The demand is already there. Brazil moved $318 billion in crypto last year, accounting for nearly a third of all crypto activity in Latin America. People outside the US want financial tools built with their local currencies for their local markets. And that's where we really see where Etherfuse becomes a big player here. They want to bring over 100 new currencies on chain. Their goal is to bring 100 sovereign currencies on chain as yield-bearing assets. We want to be the AWS of sovereign debt. This quote is coming from this video here. We're building the AWS of sovereign debt on chain, minus the server crashes. This is a conversation with Danielle Dixon from Stellar, to chat about bringing these bonds on chain and how stablecoins are becoming the foundation for bank accounts, hedging tools, and saving apps on Stellar. Check it out.
So I think, our goal is to be an issuer and to ensure that those assets are the safest, most well-protected, most liquid, most freely available assets in the world. So that's what we want to be our focus now. We're so early that we have to build the products that we hope other people build to get the use case to happen. So what I would hope it would be is we are viewed more of like an AWS of sovereign debt on chain, where we can really focus on, okay, is our compliance system, is our accounting system, are all these assets, all the relationships, do we have democratized custodians? Like, we really focus on building the strength and trust behind any asset that Etherfuse issues. And we've exposed those to the world so that your everyday startup team can just build bank accounts, can build checking accounts, can do hedging. If you wanted to create a hedge product in TradFi, it is so difficult, like near impossible. But on Stellar with stable bonds, you can do it today.
And this is also going to grow the RWA side of Stellar even more. I mean, think about how big some of these announcements are. I am so excited about the future for Stellar. The RWA side of Stellar is growing at an alarming rate. We are witnessing so much adoption around the ecosystem. This is at a time where so many have given up on XLM because of the price action. So many people are overlooking these projects because of price action alone. And it's at a time where we are witnessing some of the biggest moves happen. Meridian was a signal. It's a signal of what's to come for Stellar. It's a signal that the space is shifting. It's only a matter of time until some of these projects like Stellar are put on main stage, and that stage is going to be the institutional stage, where institutions are adopting and utilizing these networks at scale. And Stellar is definitely one of those projects. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on because more free content. You guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. And with that being said, guys, it's been Nick. Thanks for watching. Peace out.